Yesterday was the first written exam day for the 2023 HKDSE, which stands for the Hong Kong Diploma of Secondary Education. It is a very, very important public exam that determines a lot of students' future with regards to university and everything that follows. It is understandably one of the most stressful times a Hong Kong student can have, and I myself had taken the exam too. So according to the title, what does Michelle Obama has anything to do with this? Well, yesterday students were examined on English reading, which was the first paper of the exam. Now, to those of you that aren't familiar with HKDSE, in reading there are 3 parts. Part A is compulsory, and after you finish Part A, you get to choose between Part B1, which is the easier section, and Part B2, which is the more difficult section. But you get to garner more overall points if you answer the questions correctly in the more difficult section. And the reading cited in Part B2 is a personal essay written by Michelle Obama. I hope you can see where the story is going. Now, I don't know how difficult the questions in the exams are because I haven't got the chance to go through them, but I did go through the essay just to see what the fuss is about. And to me, it just seemed like a reading passage that you would find leaning towards the more difficult side. But I guess the passage must have been too difficult for some students to handle that they've decided to vent their anger onto social media, specifically onto Michelle Obama's Instagram. Some of them left comments saying that Mrs. Obama ruined their exam. There are a few sarcastic thank yous and other vulgar things, which I will leave out because I don't want to get demonetized. Now, as a student in Hong Kong, I find this very embarrassing, sad, and laughable at the same time. First is that Mrs. Obama definitely doesn't deserve any of this, since I am 100% sure that she wasn't the one deciding to put her personally written essay into the exam, let alone coming up with the questions. She's probably just chilling with Mr. Obama somewhere in the world and thinking, why does these kids from Hong Kong suddenly hate me so much? I'm also sad to see that some students are blaming her for their own failures when she has nothing to do with it and she can do nothing to change the outcome of the exam. And because everyone is doing the same paper anyways, some are bound to do better and some are bound to do worse. That is just the nature of having an exam. And also, if you think that the passage too difficult, then you can always choose the easier one. Why make your life so difficult? Another thing that stood out to me was how our generation abuses social media, thinking that they can type and do anything just because they are hiding behind a screen. Some people even found racial slurs in the comments, which I think is totally unacceptable in any circumstances. And I saw comments like, can you give back my level 3? Disappointed. I mean, I hate to be the grammar police, but in such a short sentence where you can have a grammatical mistake, do you think you deserve a level 3? I think you should have put in a little bit of extra time instead of commenting on the Instagram. You can spend more time to study the English so you can get a better grade. I'm actually glad that people like Isaac Newton doesn't have social media, because I would imagine if these students, they failed physics, they would probably blame him for discovering gravity or something along the lines of that. I do understand how important the HKDSE is to majority of the students, but for the love of God, leave Mrs. Obama alone and go study while you're on the Instagram anyways. But for all the other students, I hope that you will get good grades in your remaining exams. All right, that's it from me. Bye.